What up, family? It's your guy, Rock Mitchell, and welcome back to another episode of the Social Advice Podcast, where it don't take that long to get right, shorty. Of course, we're happy to be back with you and to share some knowledge and some straight talk around life's twists and turns. Some of it's faith-based, a lot of it's creative, and a lot of it's life, right? So today we're diving into a subject that is crucial for everyone who wants to level up, and it's really about doing the hard thing. You know, it's not always easy, but trust me, it's always worth it. And doing the hard thing is a very generic topic, but what I want to focus on today is how do we get to the point where we hack our minds to do the hard thing, because the life that we want to live and the places that we have to go, the things that we need to accomplish and tackle, the life that God wants us to have is definitely 100% built in doing difficult things. Anybody that you look at in life that has done anything significant has done that on the back of doing something hard, something really difficult. Nothing great comes easy. So with that, stick around. Let's have a good time talking about why it's important for us to do the hard thing. Hey there, listeners. Are you ready to elevate your image? Whether you need a polished corporate headshot, want to capture unforgettable moments at your wedding, or looking to add a unique touch to your next live event, Portrait Studio Truck, our sponsor for today, has got you covered. Picture this, a fully equipped mobile portrait studio rolling up to your location, ready to provide high quality photography services wherever you are. No need to worry about traveling to a studio or coordinating schedules. The Portrait Studio Truck brings the studio to you, making it convenient and hassle-free. Their expert photographers specialize in corporate headshots that capture your professionalism, fundraisers that make a difference, weddings that immortalize your love story, and live events that showcase the excitement and joy of the moment. Don't take my word for it. See the magic for yourself. Visit portraittruckstudio.com to learn more and book your session today. That's portraittruckstudio.com. Transform your moments into lasting memories with Portrait Studio Truck, where your perfect shot is just a drive away. That's our sponsor for today. Hit my guys up and they're going to take great care of you. Now back to the show. So first off, thank you again for joining me for another episode of Social Advice Podcast. First off, let's talk about why doing the hard thing is beneficial. You know, and I know it's easy to take the easy route. It's easy to just get in your lane and do what's the most easiest. And for some of it's just, you know, having a regular job. And for some folks, that's a stretch, right? For some folks, it's the hard thing is getting in the gym every day. For some folks, the hard thing is being in a monogamous relationship. For some people, it's being faithful in your faith-based relationship with God. For some of us, the difficult thing is not breaking down our diet. There's a plethora of different things that are difficult that we face that prevent us from getting to our goals. But the idea here is that we should be pushing ourselves past our comfort zones and tackling the tough challenges that help us build resilience. You know, you become stronger both mentally and emotionally when you do the hard thing, because it builds a callus. You know, when you're in the gym and you're lifting weights, you'll find that the more you lift, the more you will build callus on the inside of your hands, at the base of your fingers, and even on your fingers. And that callus is just the repetitive motion of grabbing that steel bar that has that groove in it and pushing that weight. And little do you know, over time, you'll build a callus or a thick layer of skin that protects your hand and protects that joint from being damaged. And that's what doing the hard thing repeatedly does. It builds a callus, so things that would normally hurt other people, you don't feel as easily because you're in a routine. So think about it like this. Every time you lift that heavy weight, you're building not just a callus, you're also building muscle, and you're building character, you're building integrity, you're building all of the characteristics or the ideals needed to be a successful person, and also proving to yourself that you can handle more than you thought. You know, a lot of times people believe you can do a thing, but we fight against our own ability to do a thing, right? And so you getting in there and being repetitive around doing the hard thing is very much a part of the process of proving to yourself that you are more than capable. I'm producing a piece of Instagram content now around what do you believe about yourself? Do you believe that you can get it done? Do you believe that you can accomplish your goals? And what does that feel like? That information, that content is coming soon. So another benefit of just doing the hard thing is it's a confidence builder. When you faced a difficult task ahead, and you come out the other side of it and you gain a sense of accomplishment, it changes how you think about yourself. It changes your thought process about what you can accomplish, and this confidence isn't just a fleeting feeling. It sticks with you. It becomes a part of who you are, and you start to see yourself as someone who can handle adversity, someone who can overcome obstacles. And that, my friend, I believe is priceless. It allows you to go into different areas of life knowing that you can't be defeated. You're not going to give up. You're going to stay in the race until you finish it. And most folks who run marathons will tell you that you have to practice and build up the confidence and build up the know-how to stay in the race. But once you do and you finish your first marathon, man, I tell you, life opens up to you in a different way. So let's talk about some real life examples. And so let's look at some real life examples around some people, which we know. Let's just go very general, people that everyone knows. You look at people like Steve Jobs, you look at people like Oprah. I'm sure they did not think that they were going to take the easy way. And some even say that these people are difficult to work with. But when we understand that if they're going to be hard on themselves and they're going to do the hard thing, they're going to keep people around them very much accountable, right? Because they are not allowing rejection to turn them away. They're not allowing things being too difficult to turn them away. And by doing so, they've become the people that they are. I believe if you're listening to this, you have a God-given purpose. You have something that you need to accomplish in your life, and only you can do what it is that you've been assigned to do. But if you give up on the difficult thing, if you stay in bed too long, if you eat too many of the wrong things, if you don't consume the right content, you are putting yourself in a position where you won't accomplish what you need to accomplish. So for some of us, doing the right thing is having the right regimen, the right routine, and so you have to understand that doing the hard thing looks different for different people. For some people, going back to school isn't hard, but for you, it may be like, man, it's going to reset my entire life if I have to go back to college, right? For some people, they're excited about starting a new business. But for some of you, you've been called to start a business, but you don't want to do it because you know the work that goes into it. Or even having tough conversations. Some of us don't like having tough conversations. The amount of people that I talk to who cannot go and approach someone and tell them when they're wrong because they fear the responses. At some point in life, you'll have to get past the point of fearing response and knowing that this needs to be said and this needs to be tracked, and it has to come from me, and I can't pass the buck. I can't give it to someone else to do. It's my business. It's my relationship. It's my life. I have to have the tough conversations with the people and the organizations that impact my life. So doing these things also builds up a sense of pride, and there's a reward towards doing the difficult thing. That's a sense of pride and relief as a direct result of doing the hard thing. So I want to leave you with some practical tips around tackling tough challenges, right? And how we can go about it, and it all sounds great, but how do we actually do the hard thing? How do we actually put our hands to the plow and make something amazing happen? So first thing is break it down. Big challenges can be overwhelming, but break them down into smaller, manageable tasks and focus on one step at a time. I'm currently reading a book, which is a book by the name of, and I'll get you the author, called Atomic Habits. And Atomic Habits is by James Clear, and he's just doing a phenomenal job. This book is incredible. But in the book, he talks about In the book, he talks about the British cycling team. He has an anecdote there about the British cycling team, and this British cycling team was so bad initially, and they were so bad, and no biking company wanted them to even use their stuff. And so they brought in a new head of cycling for the British team, and his thought process, he was very bullish on tearing down the entire system and making the system 1% better. And I was just so amazed of that. So what did that mean? That meant that he was breaking down the kind of shoes they used, the kind of seats they sat on, the tires. He put them in scientific wind tunnels and saw how the wind collided with them. He put them in different types of clothes. Instead of wearing outside cycling clothes, they wore inside cycling clothes. And after like 5 to 10 years of changing every little thing about what they did and making it 1% better, you know what they did? They started winning. They started winning Olympics. They started winning world championships. And now the British team has a long track record of having some of the best cyclists in the world, as well as their cyclists have gone on to win several Tour de France tournaments. And so what am I saying? The thing is, break it down. Break down your system. Break down what you have going on in your life and just make it 1% better. Because if you make it everything 1% better, man, it's going to change everything significantly. So again, our first point there is to break it down. Number 2, it's around mindset, right? It's in that mindset piece is stay positive. A positive mindset can make a huge difference, guys. And believing in your own ability. And I talked about this in our first segment around the ability for you to believe in yourself. And do you believe in yourself, right? And some would say that that's a very, very general statement. It's not. Staying positive in your response, even I was looking at consuming some content. Who says consuming content, right? But I was looking at some content from, I believe his name is, let me just pull it up here. From Myron Golden, and he was talking about having the right attitude and if you're going to attract wealth or you're going to attract whatever it is in your life, wealth and positive things need big energy to attract to. So number 1, you need to stay positive. Stay positive. Number 3, seek support. A lot of us want to do it alone. But what I'm asking you for in this next season of your life is to don't be afraid to ask for help. Whether it's from friends, family, or a mentor, having a support system can provide encouragement and guidance, guys. Like a lot of us want to have the track record of saying, I went and I did it alone, and I went hard and I did it alone and I made it happen and I got it out the mud. Cool. You got it out the mud. You are the man. There's nobody like you. You're the bee's knees. You've made it happen all on your own. But guess what? You could have gone a lot farther. You could have made a lot more happen in your life. Your business could be a lot farther down the line if you would have asked for help. So number 1, break it down and make each part of your life, each part of your system 1% better. Number 2, stay positive. A positive mindset makes a big difference when you're going after something huge. Number 3, seek support. Don't be afraid to ask for assistance. And don't be afraid, because some people think that other people are going to hold it on their head. I helped you do this. I helped you do that. Cool. You did help me do that. Thanks a lot. But I've moved on. Number 4, learn from failure. Don't fear failure, but learn from it. Failure is an opportunity to get the lessons learned, then try again. Every setback is a chance to grow and improve. If you consider that failure allows you not to win, but to learn the lessons so you don't lose again. And so once you learn your lessons, you're now in a different playing field that you can teach others. But if you've never lost, you've never been through anything, you've never suffered through anything, what do you have to teach someone else? All you have is I won. But if I tried the way you tried it and I don't win, you have nothing more to teach me because you've been through nothing else. So don't look at failure as a loss. Look at failure as the lesson and the opportunity to grow and improve. And lastly, number 5 is keep the end goal in mind. Some of us get into the journey and we forget about the end goal. We forget where our stop is on this train. And so we have to remind ourselves why we are doing what we're doing and what is it that we are trying to accomplish, and keeping our eyes on that end goal. I believe you have an impeccable life ahead of you. I think you're going to achieve some great things. Listen, shorty, I know that the life ahead of you is going to be amazing, but you have to remember that doing the hard thing isn't about being perfect. It's about being persistent. It's about pushing through when things get tough and coming out stronger on the other side. So next time you're faced with a challenge, don't shy away from that challenge, but embrace it, because it doesn't take long to get right. It doesn't take long to shift your life. It doesn't take long to master what it is you need to master to be who you want to be. And so, ladies and gentlemen, lastly, I just want to thank you for listening to this latest episode of the Social Advice Podcast, where it don't take that long to get right, shorty. And thank you for tuning in and enjoying this brief episode with me. And don't forget to subscribe, leave me a review. I want to keep pushing and striving, and I'll catch you on the next one. If you have some topics that you want me to cover, please shoot us a DM at Rock Mitchell on Instagram, or you can go to rockmitchell.info and shoot us a note there. I appreciate you. Talk to you guys soon. Social Advice out.